All right, so happy Wisdom Wednesday to all of the people in the place for Wisdom Wednesday here in the Mama Wellness Circle. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. I get the honor and the pleasure of interviewing yet another fabulous lactation consultant. Again, it is breastfeeding month, which I know we mentioned before, but what we didn't mention is that August the 25th actually starts Black Breastfeeding Week. So that is a really, really fantastic time. And so, of course, I have to interview another fabulous lactation consultant. She is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I will let her introduce herself and her business and tell you guys anything that she wants to tell you. And we will hop right into this awesome conversation. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
This has been a crazy time. So anytime that I get to fellowship with other Black ladies, I am all for it. So again, my name is Jamaica Like the Country. A lot of people just call me Jamaica Like the Country. And I am located in Cincinnati, Ohio, born and bred and raised here in the heart of the city. I have been in lactation for about four or 5 years. It matters like what calendar you going off of. And I got into this work because I was pregnant with my twins, who are now 6, and you will most likely hear them somewhere at this part of this day.
Right, quarantine.
Who are now 6, exactly, quarantine, here we go. So I was pregnant with them, and I just didn't have a lot of control over my birth, over even my pregnancy. I had a pretty generic pregnancy, but automatically I was high risk because I was carrying twins. Even though later, knowing what I know now, it's like I was fine. But I just felt like, a lot of the choice and power was taken away from me. So especially like after my birth, I just realized like breastfeeding is something that I can control a little bit. I guess I'm a little bit more of a type A personality, and I like things that I can do. I like things that I just felt like so much stuff happened to me, and during my pregnancy and my birth, I just wanted to happen to it. I wanted to do something and control it. So I started breastfeeding. I was like, okay, I can do this, I can control this. I can work and work and work, and we're gonna get this done. It was not easy, especially my son latched right away. He was great, but my daughter, we had so much issues. I went to go see a lactation consultant multiple times, and we just kind of like trudged through the trenches of getting this girl to latch, getting her to stay on the breast, getting them both to latch at the same time. There was a solid 3 months that I was like only feeding one at a time, and it was the longest. It was the most tedious time of my life. So I learned how to get them both on, and so that was really the biggest part of like, oh, I can do this. I have some of my power back, and I'm giving my babies all the best first foods, So, and I was like, oh, and I can encourage other people to do this. Before, I didn't really have an opinion on breastfeeding. When I was pregnant, I really didn't tell myself like I'm gonna breastfeed or anything like that. It was just like okay, like, I grew up in a family that, I've never seen any of my family members breastfeed at all. Like my mom was a sickle cell patient, so she didn't breastfeed either of me and my sister. So it was never a thing that I even knew was an option. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna do this. So my son breastfed my boy twin. He breastfed until 3, and my daughter breastfeed until 4.5. So we are definitely extended breastfeeders over here. And I guess the rest is history, but I kind of got into this work because I saw that there was a need for especially people that look like me, even though like my lactation consultant that I went to go see a lot with the issues with my daughter was very white. But I mean, she was effective, efficient, but there was just no one that really looked like me. And I just feel like I would have had a different experience if there was a lactation consultant that did look like me. So cue the schooling, and I did my CLC. I am currently in the hunt and studying for my IBCLC, and so I should be sitting next April. So send up a little prayer for that for me. Um, but yeah, that's the kind of the history of how I got into this work, um, and why I'm here. I just want to help feed all the Black babies, especially. So that's where I am.
Talk a little bit about your business, Jamaica. So you've been a lactation consultant for quite a few years. So what
Yes.
does it look like to work with you as a lactation consultant, and what are some of the common things that moms, either on the expecting side or on the postpartum side,
Mhm.
prenatal or postnatal, what do they
Okay.
you asking you questions about? Like, what are some of the most common things?
Oh, common questions. Okay. So I love my work. I love helping babies latch, getting, and basically 70%, in all honesty, 70% of my job is cheerleading, because 70% of the time, everything is okay. But moms are just like overwhelmed, and everyone thinks that breastfeeding is supposed to be this supernatural thing. It's just supposed to come to you. And I'm like, it might be natural, but it's not innate. I liken it to, this is like one of my nuggets. I liken it to you and a whole new person. You guys show up to So You Think You Can Dance. And you're going on that stage, and you guys just met each other. You're literally minutes, like a couple minutes ago, you met each other, and you're going to be like 5, 6, 7, 8, uh, uh. And you're doing all this, and that other person's over there like, huh? And okay, okay, is that what we're doing? And but you guys haven't rehearsed. You guys just met each other. So that's what I always tell moms. You just met this other human, and we tend to not think of our babies as another human. That's what it's just a tiny human that we just met, who has their own personal things that they like. There's plenty of babies that don't want to be laid on their left side. And when moms lay them on their left side and they don't want to nurse, they're like, what's wrong with my baby? Something's broken. And I'm like, that baby just doesn't like it like that. And that's okay, because I'm sure that there's things that you like to eat and ways that you like to eat. And so I just always try to always think of your baby as just a tiny little human, a tiny little adult. So it's a work. You have to rehearse. Nobody comes out the womb knowing how to dance the tango. So we have to just think of it as we're practicing, we're trying. So it might be natural, but it's not always innate. It's not always just something that you know how to do. So that's the biggest thing that I have moms coming to me like, I'm not making enough milk. And most of the time, your baby is getting exactly what they need, unless, of course, be looking for those dirty diapers, looking for pees and poops. There's definitely specific things that we need to know if baby is getting enough, but mostly babies are getting enough. Their bellies are literally a marble full. Like, colostrum is the best food. It can be this much. It can be a teaspoon, a tablespoon. So I'm just a cheerleader for moms. I'm letting them know, like, well, your baby's stomach is this big. And so what you're getting right now is perfectly fine. When moms pump and they're like, I'm only getting an ounce to an ounce and a half, I'm like, oh my God, that is perfect. Good job, Ma. Like, I see you. Here we go. So we giving baby everything they need. And so, but they just need to know that their body is working. They just need someone to help them know that they are doing the right things. And if we do come into problems, then we can talk. I'm not saying that problems don't happen and things that don't need to be looked at, but most of the time I'm a cheerleader more than anything. And that's one of my favorite things to do, is just tell mom, like, you're doing great. Like, you are killing this new mom thing,
Yeah.
because this is not
It's so
easy.
important to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not easy. I wish that I had more people saying, like, you are doing a great job. Like, I cannot believe that you are out here feeding two babies, you know? So
Yeah.
here we go. So that's mostly my job. And I have a wonderful partner here down in Cincinnati. We actually just launched. Um, my old brand was the Village Black, and we have rebranded ourselves as the Maternal Matrix. I'm actually wearing my shirt. I'll show that to you.
Oh,
And
wow. Love the logo. It's gorgeous.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we're located here in Cincinnati. If anyone knows the Cincinnati area, our office is in Roselawn. So we do office visits. We do home visits also.
Okay.
Um, and we do all the temperature checks, everything, especially during COVID. But we
Yes.
do want to support moms, especially since we are getting a lot of feedback that there's not a lot of lactation support in the hospitals as of right now. They're trying to just kind of get people in and out. And, you know, to an extent, I can kind of understand. So we are here and we are working in the community.
Yeah.
And big shout out to my lovely partner, her name's Maya. And sorry she couldn't be here with me right now, but
Yeah.
she's out here just like I am. And yeah, so we're here to support all the moms.
Do you guys offer virtual and in-person
We
lactation
do.
support? Okay.
We
Okay.
we offer it all. Follow-ups. We have scales that we can help do some weighted feeds. So if you just want to see what is my baby weigh, you know, sometimes moms just need that also. Just
Yeah.
to know that my baby's gaining some weight, and that
Yeah. It's a good
does,
reassurance.
yeah, that
Yeah,
makes a difference.
for sure.
So yeah, we do virtual also.
Okay. And then tell everybody like any other golden nuggets that you want to drop. And then if there are
Yeah,
more, then just tell people how they can find you guys online
yeah.
media and what they can do to support your mission with your new branding of your business and support you
Thank you.
out on your journey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Golden nuggets. So the tango one is probably the
The
biggest
tango one
one.
was epic. We could drop the
It's
mic on that one if you
Oh
want
yeah,
to.
the tango one is big. It's because, like I said, mom just don't think of their babies as like just a person. You
Yeah.
know, I had a very particular, like, my little girl. She's my only girl, and she was very particular about how she was held, how she, you know, if she was too cold. She's very particular about her feet. So she had to have socks on when she nursed. She was just this particular child. And, you
Yeah.
know, if I didn't really key into that, I would have thought like something's wrong with me or my baby. And
Right.
really, it was just her flexing her little personality, and that's that. So
Yeah.
we had to figure out that dance a little bit. We had to rehearse a little bit more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So always think of that. You know, if you are having latching issues, if breastfeeding should not hurt, you know, it should not be
Good one.
painful. If something is painful, we need to figure it out. And a lot of the times it's very simple solutions to it. So we can always kind of go through that. So breastfeeding shouldn't hurt. It's a tango, you know, it's natural, but not innate. Um, and you're doing great, mom. You're just that you are making the decision to nurse your baby, feed your baby like liquid gold, then everything else we'll figure out, right? So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, you guys can find me on Facebook, IG, at the maternal matrix, all one word. And we have a really dope website, thematernalmatrix.com. In the next coming weeks, we were hoping to launch by Black Breastfeeding Week, but it might be pushed. But we have something called the Booby Bar, and it is basically our lactation support group, breastfeeding support group. We will have it in person, but we will also stream it.
Okay.
in our new office, and we will have mimosas and mocktails for our ladies, and we'll just talk about what it means to be a breastfeeding mom. And if there's any issues that you want to get seen, we will also have some breakaways, so we can do some consults there.
Okay.
And that will be the first and second, no, first and third Wednesday, and we will also have a Saturday, so the third Saturday, and that will can all that information can be found on all of our social media and our website. So those are our biggest things, but we have tons of things that we're going to be doing. We are also doulas, so you're looking for a doula in the Cincinnati area. We have plenty of openings right now. We do education, so we do private breastfeeding classes, and we do big class breastfeeding classes. It's just whatever moms are needing. So we do childbirth education also. We are here to help our community and support our people.
Love it. I'll make sure to link your website and all of your social
Yeah,
media in the description so that way everybody can find it easily. And
thank you.
thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us, to share
Yeah.
your passion about lactation. I want to encourage everyone to follow, like, and engage on social media, and to definitely share this information with anybody who is an expecting or a new mom who wants to, feed their baby, breastfeed or chest feed. I also want to thank you guys so much for joining us. I feel like, side note, the Booby Bar should definitely be a podcast or something at some point.
Oh,
The name
to
is
be
so
continued.
good. Yeah, t-shirt line.
We definitely planned on doing a podcast, and maybe we should just call it the Booby Bar. Why not?
Yeah.
We have been throwing up like, what are we going to call this thing? And we're just like, just record it and we'll figure it out. But you
Yeah.
know what? I think we're going to do that one. I think that's a great name.
It's an
And we
epic
have
name.
t-shirts.
Yeah, and a t-shirt line. Love it, love it.
Exactly.
Jamaica. Well, I will catch up with you soon. And
Yes.
thank everybody for joining us for Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the group. Jamaica will be in the group at least a little while. We're releasing this video, so you can definitely tag her and DM her if you have any questions, comments, or anything that we didn't go over that you want to know. All right, so thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you again, Jamaica, for your time.
Of course. Thank you.